Hi there, it's Chloe. Welcome to my channel if you're new. It's been about 7 months since my last video. With Corona and everything going on, obviously I haven't been making any videos. Hope everyone's staying safe and clean and healthy during this Corona time. A lot of you might be here because of my moving to Austria video, which is great. Got some great responses to that, and a few people were asking like what they could do to move to a different country. They wish they could, but they didn't have the money. I just wanted to come out and make a video on tips for moving to a different country. So if you don't know, I am from California. I'm 21 years old. I moved to Austria last year in Vienna. So a lot of people with COVID and everything going on, the elections, everything like that, you might just be really sick of wherever you're living and want to move to a different country. So if you're here because of that, that's great. If you're just curious, either way, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to be kind of talking about this from an American perspective, but I'm sure from every country you're going to have a similar process. Just depends on the visas and like your school or job or wherever you want to go. So I'm just saying it from my complete perspective and what I've experienced. So the first thing logistically is the visa process. So the visa process in Austria is semi-difficult because it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of waiting to get approved. If you are planning on moving, say it be a school or a job, or you just want to take a break from wherever you're living, I know the US passport's pretty strong, but the German passport's stronger, and New Zealand and stuff like that. So you have like a certain time you're allotted to live in a different country or stay somewhere else. So there's a 90-day period to be in a different country on the US passport. So I was allowed to stay here for 90 days before my visa, like while I was waiting for it to get processed. So the second thing, finding a good place to live. This one is actually really point blank. I moved into a dorm. As if anyone watched my videos, I lived in a student living facility. That sounds like lived in a student dorm, which is really nice for the first year. So glad I don't live there now. As you can tell, I'm like in an actual room. I haven't figured out where to film yet. The dorm for me was a really good experience, and most of my friends I met through there, even the people I'm living in this VG with, are from the dorm. So there's a lot of benefits to being in the dorm because of the communal aspect of it. I mean, on Fridays, we'd always have people go downstairs and hang out with us. It's a really good opportunity to meet people if you were a little bit more reserved and shy. And then secondly, for like a VG is like having roommates, having your own like place where there's no community is going to be, I feel like, a lot more difficult when you're moving somewhere that's foreign to you. But that's just like if you moved across the country, if you moved in a different part of your state where you're not from, like for a university. Money. So big thing people would comment was like two people. People commented on the last video was that they wish they could, but they don't have enough money. I'm broke. So if that's any indication, I am only can afford to be here because of student loans. Okay, from my perspective, I didn't want to have any education that was going to hold me back, and the school here is actually a lot cheaper than it would be for me to go to like UCLA. So the money I'm spending on my cost of living is still going to be cheaper than if I went to like UCLA. You wouldn't think because you're in a different country, but actually it is a lot cheaper out here for me to live than it would be at home. For me in Los Angeles, where I'm from, for me to get a 1-bedroom apartment would be like one room I have like this would be like 800 or like 900. I pay 350 euro for this room with a nice apartment. So that's just some comparison. Also with the visa, I know in the Austrian visa, the student one, you're allowed to work up to 20 hours per week, which is actually perfect part-time. That's what I would work usually back home. Last thing on the logistics side is learning the language. I really tried at the beginning of the year to learn German. I can make my way on the street if someone spoke to me, kinda. But yeah, learning the language, make an effort because I don't try hard enough and I should try harder. But all my friends speak German and they kind of translate for me if I am ever in trouble. But you definitely should make an effort to learn. Next is realities versus expectations. Fun and fresh. The first thing I would like to say is expect homesickness. I wasn't really in the beginning, but it definitely comes in waves, and you really have to figure out things that work for you to deal with it. For me, I would work out, eat healthy, do meditation. I went to counseling sessions through my school. There's a bunch of different things I did personally to help me with any depression or homesickness. Now, with COVID, things are not going the way I want to, and I can't do all those things I used to do to help boost my endorphins. So struggling a little bit sometimes here. I expect homesickness. Just learn what works for you and stay in a pattern. Motivate yourself to get up. Don't get too discouraged if you're feeling homesick, because there's a reason why you chose to live in a different place, and there's a reason why you want to be there. And homesickness getting the best of you, like your friends at home are still going to be there. So take advantage of the opportunity that you have to be somewhere else. Okay, making friends. This is a bit one that for me, I don't know why, but it was the easiest transition, was meeting people. And here's why. I got out of my comfort zone. I'm a very extroverted person by nature. I love talking to people. I love socializing. And in the beginning, I did everything I could to go meet people. And in that video of moving to Austria, it shows my dad kind of forcing me to go meet people downstairs because they're having a girls' night in the dorm I was living in. And if my dad hadn't pushed me to do that, I would have not met my best friends that I have in Vienna to this day. My best friends here, I met that one night when I had that vlog. I just sat down at a random table, started talking to this guy, his girlfriend walks over, we start talking, and they are my best friends here. If it wasn't for getting out of my comfort zone and just sitting down in front of someone trying to make a conversation, I wouldn't have not been here where I am today. Also, people are not, like, this is my biggest thing when you're meeting people. If you're at a party, no one is gonna think to go up to you necessarily and start a conversation. But if you do that, you're not gonna seem weird. And in Austria, it's kind of a little bit weird for someone to just come up and start talking to you. But as soon as I said I was American, you were like, oh, they're really nice there, that's cool. And I was always got a pass. Because if you kill them with kindness and you're nothing but like have good intentions towards talking to someone, why would they say no? Why would they turn you away? And if they do, why would you want to be friends with them? It's point blank. Making this new place your home is saying yes to everything. Now that I have my kind of life established here, I can really cherry pick and pick and choose what I would like to spend my time doing. However, in the beginning, I didn't have those options yet. So I said yes to everything. I was involved in my uni, every event my school did, which now I'm not invested in as much. Every invitation from someone from my dorm, if I had met them once and they're like, you want to get coffee, you want to get lunch, you want to play a game, I would say yes, because, and this was a tip my best friend gave me. She said, don't be afraid to regret something the next day, because it's better to regret than not going. You'll get a better feel for what you do and you don't like. Yes, exactly. So if you regret it the next day, you're like, man, I could have gone to bed earlier. I don't know why I was with those people till 4 a.m. That was dumb. Well, now you know, and you had that experience, but you're not going to walk away going, I wish I did go. Americans think that the world revolves around them. If you hadn't gotten the 401, it's really annoying, but I would meet people and the only thing I would talk about is like, oh my God, America is so different because XYZ. And I'd have this whole interaction with someone, we'd have a great conversation, but that's all I had to say. That's all I had to offer. Now, obviously, if I move somewhere to a different country, I'm trying to acclimate to culture. I'm trying to integrate to meet people for who I am and discuss the reasons why I'm there. What about the experiences I've had, the other places I've been, what I'm studying. I mean, the basic conversation is, hi, where do you go? What are you studying? Which is like, but if I'm talking about what I'm studying and what I'm interested in and what I hope to do and what do you hope to do? Yeah. Oh, also, another good thing is, like I said before, if you're just walking up to someone and talking to them, that no one's really going to say no. Also, people really like to talk about themselves. So if you just keep asking someone questions about them, they're going to continue talking to you, and they'll really like you because they felt that you drew them out and you really were interested in what they have to say. Also, Tinder and Bumble BFF is a really good option for meeting people. Bumble BFF, I met one girl from Canada, and we went to a ball together, and that was really fun. And then Tinder I would use to meet people, but just make sure you kind of set your intentions beforehand. Also, on the other side of making friends, don't be afraid to go out on your own and explore. I would spend so many times just taking walks, going to look at the city, before Corona, going to cafes and exploring different cafes that I liked or restaurants. Culture shock. I didn't really have any except the food. I hated the food here. I don't know why. I still don't really like it that much. It was really difficult because they don't have GMO. So not everything, you can't buy bread and it lasts forever. Or the lettuce I would buy would go bad in a couple days, and I was like, that doesn't make sense, because everything in the US is genetically modified for the most part. Even organic stuff lasts longer than the stuff seems to here, which is great health-wise. However, I'm not used to that. I'm used to buying groceries for a week and eating what I have. Also having the options of food and cuisines at my disposal just was comforting. really getting outside of your comfort zone is what's going to help you acclimate fastest to meet people or to feel like it's home. Because if you stay reserved and you keep missing home, then you're missing an experience that is going to be probably a once in a lifetime opportunity. And lastly, just be yourself. People are going to love you and what you have to offer, and if they don't, then they're not for you. And if you do choose to move to a different country and you have your own thoughts that you want to leave in the comments, let me know. And if you did move to a foreign country and there's anything else you would like to add, please leave the comments for people to peruse. So if you have any other video ideas for me, we are on lockdown as of today, and I'm going to be bored out of my mind, and Mario Kart and Animal Crossing can only do so much for me. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it a little bit useful. Let me know, and leave a thumbs up and subscribe.